This is Samsung's Galaxy Ring, their first health, smart, wearable.
Ring.
I'm trying to find of other words to describe it, but it's just a smart ring, right? And it
Yeah.
tracks your health. It tracks a lot of metrics that are very passive, and it's really cool. It's not the first health ring that's out there, but it's the first one that Samsung releases. So it's really cool to see. It is very fun to review, and honestly, we tested it out with a lot of different scenarios just to make sure that we can find those areas where it could be improved because it is a first gen product. But without further ado, are you ready to review this health ring?
We're just a couple of chill guys reviewing a Galaxy Ring. The Galaxy Ring itself is actually a super simple but functional product,
Yeah.
which I think in 2024 is actually really refreshing. So
Yeah.
when you look at the outside, it has like a concave design to it and it's made out of titanium, which makes it durable, but at the same time really light, unbelievably light.
It is
especially whenever you're wearing it, right?
Right.
When you look at the inside of the ring, you actually do get some pretty cool looks into some of the sensors that it has.
Mm-hmm.
It has three kind of nubs on the inside and they're all really close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to track really cool things, heart rate, right, skin temperature,
Right.
blood oxygen and stuff like that. So there's a nice array of sensors here and they're all kind of packed close together because you are supposed to wear the ring in a particular way.
Right. It's
Yeah.
very specific.
So there is a line that's on the actual ring, and that line is supposed to line up with the palm side of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So those sensors are supposed to be on the bottom of your finger. And according to Samsung, in order to get the most accurate results, you should wear it on your index finger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And it's just super simple, which I actually found really refreshing in terms of being able to track your health and also minimize distractions while you're doing it.
Right. And I think it's a really good point because the design, even though it looks like, I don't know, you can say that they're not trying because it's very straightforward and minimalistic.
It is a ring, yeah.
I think that's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing that is very simple and is very elegant looking because you can wear that and it looks like a normal fashion accessory that you would get that's not smart or techy or gadgety.
Yeah.
It'll fit with a lot of the clothing that you have. It'll fit with a lot of the styles that you wear. So it's not like you have to go out of your way to make sure that, hey, do I have to make sure that my jacket matches the ring or that my watch matches the ring?
Yep.
It'll match. It's very straightforward and it looks like an actual ring that someone would get to the point that put it on your ring finger and it looks like you're married, man. Like
Yeah.
it's just very nice looking and I
Yeah.
give him props for that.
100%. It is very easy to dress up and dress down.
Right.
And depending on like your own personal fashion preferences, it comes in three colors: black, silver, gold, right?
Yeah.
Black is
Yeah.
the most neutral, so that's going to be the easiest to pair with basically anything.
Right.
The one thing that I really can't get over is just how light it is.
Right.
It's actually been great for sleep tracking as I've been testing it. The other wearable that I have for fitness is the Apple Watch Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it, but it's a massive watch. So it's not exactly something that I'm going to wear every single night when I go to bed,
Yeah.
just from the sheer size of it. The Galaxy Ring, just it's on all day, and when you go to bed, you don't even feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, and even saying that, because of the modules that are inside and all the sensors, it gives you a nice tight feeling on your finger when you put it on.
Yeah.
It's not loose by any means, but it doesn't feel like it's squeezing your finger to the point that it's not breathing. So it's a perfect fit. And of course you gotta get that measured. But because of the grooves that are on the inside, it feels really comfortable. And because of the weight, you can't even feel it.
Yeah, and Samsung, if you would like to get size, Samsung does have the option to order a sizing kit before
Right.
you actually get the ring. Or you could go in store, like if you're here in the States, you can go in store to like a Best Buy and they have all of the ring sizes available at like a display that you can try on before you buy. So that's pretty cool. And as long as you do have the right fit, David's right. It's snug and comfortable, but not to the point where it feels like it's squeezing your finger. And that's going to be pretty essential for getting as accurate of metrics as possible.
Now, you are able to do a lot with this health ring because there's so many sensors that are on the inside that give you a lot of different metrics. And honestly, it's really cool because technically you only have, what is it, like 3 or 4 sensors? You have your blood oxygen, you have your heart rate monitor, you have your skin temperature, and you have a motion sensor like an accelerometer. But that gives you sleep tracking, steps, workout information, a lot of different metrics, stress levels,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
It's wild.
And honestly, it's all encapsulated because once you get all that data, what Samsung did is that it encapsulates all that information into what they call a health score, which exclusive to Samsung phones uses AI to give you like a summary of all those metrics and give you a number that you can use to keep track of where you're at, whether it's on your workouts, whether it's on your stress, on your relaxation, everything. And it kind of also gives you a pattern of like how to improve those numbers if you want to be better at a certain area. So I think the practical application is really cool. So those, because it's visually pleasing, it's really easy to navigate, and I think it's great.
Yeah, now it's important to know that like certain features, the energy score that you were talking about,
Right.
that's AI driven, that is only if you pair the Galaxy Ring to a Galaxy phone,
Right.
right? Now you are able to pair it to an Android phone. We checked, you're not able to pair it to an iPhone. So this is only exclusive to Android devices through the Galaxy Health app.
Right.
But certain features, the energy score being one of them, are going to be if you pair it to a Galaxy phone. The other ones are going to be you can use the ring to turn off an alarm.
And I think that's great.
Pretty
It's
interesting.
so cool.
Yeah. And then there is like a double pinch gesture that you can use to take a photo if your camera app is open.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I think creativity for that, it's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are a couple things that will come only if you pair it to a Galaxy phone, which makes sense.
Right,
It's a Galaxy product at the end of the day. But where I'm kind of struggling with the ring is the whole workout aspect,
Yeah.
right? It is made out of titanium on the outside. It is incredibly light. And because it's made out of titanium, it almost leads you to feel like it's more fragile than it actually is.
Right.
Titanium's very durable, but it leads you to feel like it's more fragile than it actually is. And it's not just Samsung either, by the way. Like Aura is the same exact way, but they recommend not wearing the ring whenever you're doing certain activities that require you to grip coarse things like weightlifting.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Because you will absolutely scratch it up or potentially damage it, like depending on what you're doing. And weightlifting is a really consistent thing for me. Like I lift weights 5 to 6 days a week. And when I'm in the gym and I'm wearing the ring, it's almost at a point now where depending on the exercises that I'm doing, if I have to hold a coarse barbell or a coarse dumbbell, I have to remind myself to take the ring off.
Yeah. And I think that's it's something definitely to consider, because if you think about it, we were talking about this during our testing period, but when you're adding a product to improve your metrics and improve your understanding of what you're doing during a workout, you don't want to add more things to consider while working out, because one, you can either start thinking of, oh, let me take the ring off now, let me put it back on, let me make sure it's charging, let me make sure it's not. Or you can do the opposite, where if you don't want to work or worry about the ring on your finger, you're gonna have to limit your workouts to make sure that you're only doing things that are not affected by the ring.
Yeah.
So there's that balance that you have to navigate, because it's a unique product for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I'm in the gym, obviously like I'll take the included charging case.
Right.
Right. Because it's just easier to store it so you don't potentially lose the ring. But there'll be certain times where I'm using a machine and then I want to go to a compound exercise. And I'm like, okay, let me take the ring off and put it back in its case because I don't want to damage it. You know what I mean? And then I'll have to remember when I'm done with that, as I'm going back to a machine, I'm like, oh, let me take it back out,
Yeah.
put it back on and stuff like that. And that's going to lead to gaps whenever you're tracking your fitness and you're working out.
Right,
Which
right.
it unfortunately kind of defeats the purpose of such a cool product that is meant to be on your finger like
All the time.
24/7. Yeah,
100%. And well, let me ask you this. You've done Spartan races.
a bunch of them.
Do you think you would wear something like
No.
this?
Like absolutely not. You know,
Yeah.
because like there are portions of the Spartan race where you're doing like a 20-30 foot rope climb,
Right.
or like you're doing like an Atlas stone carry. The Atlas stone carry has scratched up some of my Apple Watches,
Yeah.
let alone if I'm wearing a ring as I'm trying to grip a
Right.
gigantic stone.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the type of stuff where it kind of depends on what kind of fitness activity you care to do.
Yeah.
And it's really going to like limit you in some ways if a lot of the fitness activities that you like to do involve grip, right?
Right.
Like gripping something.
And that's if, like he said, that is if you're doing those kinds of activities, because this is a great product if you're someone that likes to do a lot of running, cycling, or even just workouts that involve softer tools
Yeah.
that don't scratch or damage your product.
Yeah.
And even for me, so personally, I wear my smartwatch all the time, or as much as I can, because I like to get my sleep tracking and all that information. Personally, I don't mind my Apple Watch during my sleep, but would I prefer to wear a ring instead? 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So this is something that's unique, but it benefits you a lot because you're letting your wrist breathe overnight. you're putting it on your finger, which takes minimal space, and
Yep.
you probably get more accurate information because it has a better tight seal on your finger.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've been wearing it at night to track
Mm-hmm.
the sleep, and it's been fantastic because you can sleep and it doesn't even feel like it's there.
Right.
Most mornings when I wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, I have a ring on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's absolutely fantastic. And David's right. If a lot of your workouts involve soft touch machines or soft touch handles and stuff
Right.
like that, or a lot of running and cycling and things like that, this is going to be amazing.
It's going to be ideal.
Yeah. Now, of course, when you're wearing a device like this, the one thing that comes to mind is how accurately it can track your metrics,
Right.
right?
Right.
Steps, distance traveled, things like that. And I will say that, like, at first I had mixed results,
Right.
mainly because I was wearing the Galaxy Ring. I started for the first day or two wearing the Galaxy Ring on my dominant index finger.
Yeah.
And I noticed that while I was wearing it, of course, I'm still wearing my Apple Watch Ultra. So I'm comparing the numbers between the two. And while I was wearing it on dominant index finger,
Yeah.
there was with steps taken, like a delta of like 800 to 900 steps. This was counting more, the ring.
Interesting.
The ring was counting like 800 to 900 steps more. And then I really don't know why I opted to wear it on my dominant hand first. I was like, you know what? Let me just switch it to non-dominant.
Right.
There's a reason why a lot of times whenever you get products like this, they ask you what wrist or hand you're going to wear it on.
Right.
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 So I switched it to non-dominant, and 3 to 4 days of testing that, the delta between steps has been like 200, 300.
Right. And that sounds more
Yeah,
realistic.
it's been a lot. It's been a lot closer. I really don't know, and that's the thing is like it's tough to tell which one is actually the accurate one because at the end of the day, you're taking either product based on good faith. Now, one
Right.
is obviously a first gen product, and one is like an 8th or 9th gen product.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to bet that the metrics and accuracy are always going to improve over time with a product like this, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of room to grow, but either way, you're just taking it based on what it's going to tell you.
And that's how it should be, right? Because when it comes with these health products that allow you to track so many different variables, I would not expect perfection.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to go out of the way to start counting their steps to see if they're getting accurate results, right? I mean, if you do, let me know, man, because I want to talk to
That
you.
would be ridiculous.
But when it comes to this specific product, it's good enough that you're able to rely on those metrics and know kind of where you're at in getting those results.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. And honestly, you can personally, I'd say that you can trust it.
Yeah.
The one thing though that blows anything else out of the water though, it's the battery life, which is insane.
Yeah.
Now, Samsung claims that you get 7 days out of this, and I would not be surprised if you can probably get a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because you're getting days in and days out of using it all the time and tracking a lot of information and barely drain any battery life.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
It's wild.
Now, the way that it works is that you put it on this case, and it charges the case with a USB-C charger. You put it on, it gives you a LED light ring that gives you the metric of how charged your ring is. But honestly, it's pretty straightforward. You put it in the case is charged, it charges your ring in like, what, a few minutes, maybe
Yeah.
an hour if you want to fully charge it.
Yeah.
But then you're back in and you don't have to worry about it forever.
Yeah. It's absolutely wild. And just for like a easy to track purpose with the ring, the ring itself is very easy to lose if you just leave it lying around.
Right.
Right. So putting it in the case is probably best practice, like if you're not wearing it. And it's amazing how fast it'll charge. I will be at the gym with the ring at like 70%.
Right.
And then I'll do a couple sets where I can't wear it because I don't want to damage it.
Right.
So I'll put it in the charging case. And then 10 to 15 minutes later, when I go back to the ring, it's already fully charged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
And I think it's one of those things that you're probably never going to run out of battery in a product like this. Maybe
Yeah.
not even get under half of the battery life on this thing.
Yeah.
Just because even if you wear it all the time, even through all your workouts, let's say that you take it off to take a shower, 10, 15 minutes. You do that every day, you're probably gaining more battery life than losing it because you're charging days, you're getting days out of battery life on those 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you do it every day. And I mean, unless you don't shower every day.
Yeah.
But if you shower every day, you're good. Like you'd never have to worry about this product dying on you because the battery life is great.
Yeah. Which, in case you're curious, if you did actually want to shower with the ring, you absolutely can. It's waterproof. So you can wash your hands with it. You can shower with it. You can go swimming with it. Whatever you want to do with it, you're going to be just fine. But yeah, if you're going to take a shower and you're going to take the ring off and you throw it in there, chances are you're going to get at least 2.5 days worth of battery life back from the charge. And the case itself is actually really intuitive. So if the ring's not in it, whenever you open it up, the LED light will kind of show you how much charge the case itself has. And then once you put the ring in it and you open it or push the center button, it'll show you how much charge the ring itself has.
Yeah.
So really, really cool. And the case itself can charge the ring about 1.5 times. So battery life is great
Yeah.
on this. It's
It is
wild. On such a small product, it's wild.
Now, with all that said, $399. That's what we're looking at for the Samsung Galaxy Ring. First gen product, really cool. $399. No memory options, no different storages, no different versions with LTE or 5G or anything like that. It's a simple one option. 3 different colors though. So all titanium, but you have gold, silver, and black titanium as an option. So you do have a little bit of variety if you want to switch it up with a style that you want to go for. But $399, I mean, it's one of those things that because it's pretty straightforward, there's not a lot to say when it comes to comparing it to any other options within their company, within their brand.
Mm-hmm.
But if you compare it to things like the Aura Ring, which is the other most popular health ring out there, that's what things you can factor in different metrics, because when it comes to the Aura Ring, their base starting price is $349
for like their Gen 4. Their Gen 4 ring. Yeah,
Gen 4. But if you choose a gold finish, that's $500 on them.
Yeah.
And that's $100 more than the Samsung Galaxy Ring. And you're thinking, crap, like what does it have? Well, it's gold. That's it. And the one thing to consider for sure is that the Aura Ring will require that you pay a monthly fee for the subscription service.
Yeah.
So you're paying $6 a month to use the features that the ring gives you, plus paying for the ring itself.
Yeah.
For a Samsung Galaxy Ring, it's $399, pay the tax, and you're good. You download the app if you have a Pixel or another Android phone, and you're good.
Yeah.
So it is pretty straightforward. And honestly, I can't wait to see what other companies do, because now that the market's growing when it comes to their health rings going out, I wouldn't be surprised if other companies now step in and see what they can bring to make it more appealing and just exciting, because once there's competition, then there's competition.
Yeah. Samsung kind of taking this step, I feel like, is going to open the doors for like your Pixel rings, your Apple rings, like down the future, down the line and stuff like that.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's really the biggest selling point. Like if you really did want to get a fitness ring,
Right,
or like a health ring, the Galaxy Ring allows you to access all those cool metrics for free. No monthly subscription. It's not like $6 a month is super expensive.
No,
Or like I think the yearly is like $69 a month, like a year or something like that. Like
but
it's somewhere in the 60s,
it's the
right?
thought, right? It's
Yeah.
the fact that you have to do that in order to use a product that you already paid hundreds of dollars for.
Yeah. So that's one thing. I do hope that Samsung continues to make those features free in the
Right.
future. Like I think that's pretty dope. For me personally, the only thing I would just like to see improved is like I don't know how they would do it, is like the durability somehow, to where you can wear it when you weightlift, or where you can wear it whenever you're doing slightly more extreme activities. But that
Right.
again is like such a extreme use case. Like I don't see a lot of people that would gravitate towards a ring like this because they like to deadlift or squat or bench press or do Spartan races and stuff like that. So I
Right.
feel like that's probably more of like a wish list thing, not like an actual area of improvement.
And
for
they
a
don't
product like
necessarily
this. Yeah.
have to change the product itself, because just like phones have cases, they can develop something like a sleeve for your ring so you can put it on top. Now it's going to be really annoying and probably obnoxious, but if you're doing those kind of activities, if you're doing that kind of workout that
Yeah.
you need to protect your ring from scratches or damage, you can put that sleeve on and do those workouts, take it off after you're done, and you still get those metrics
Yeah.
in your health app.
Yeah, and given the nature of the product itself, like it's so cool with the things it can track, and at the same time, it's so distractionless, which I actually really like.
Yes.
It doesn't ping,
Yes.
it doesn't vibrate, it doesn't buzz, it doesn't make noises, it doesn't do anything. Most times you're going to forget that you're wearing it. So I actually really gravitated towards a product like this. I like it, but at the same time, because it adds more things to do for some of my workouts, probably not going to be a part of my daily rotation,
Right.
but that's just me. It could absolutely still be a daily rotation product for a lot of people out there that like stuff like this.
Right. And it is a great product, but because it's such a specific use that you can gain and benefit from,
Yeah.
you might have to try it to see if it's something that fits with your schedule and your workout routines, or you're just the metrics that you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
And maybe return it if it doesn't work out and lines up with what you do.
Yeah. But I think that just about does it. Yeah. Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments if you have a ring. Maybe you have an Aura ring, Galaxy ring. What other type of rings are out there that
Wedding rings?
Yeah. Yeah. We have a lot more content coming as well. So, I mean, if you're new here, consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, you know that we love you. We're also very close to the Thanksgiving holiday. So, I mean, if you're here in the States, hope you have a great one with your family and loved ones.
I'm grateful for you.
Yeah. Yeah. We are thankful for you guys out there. 100%. 100%. So,
Till the
we
next
will
one.
Catch you in the next video.
Till the next one.
Couple chill guys.
Just reviewing products. But without further ado, I'm going to pop the question. Would you like to watch this review with me? Honestly, bro. I'm not doing that.
Oh man.